Welcome to the Historica Avenue channel. This time, we will be discussing a love story full of intrigue, power, and destiny. The story between Cleopatra, the legendary Queen of Egypt, and Julius Caesar, the great leader of Imperial Rome. A story that not only captured hearts, but also changed world history. Get ready to dive into this incredible love story. Segment 1. Getting to know Cleopatra and Julius Caesar. Cleopatra VII, Thea Philopator, a woman known for her intelligence and beauty, was the last ruler of Egypt's Ptolemaic dynasty. However, Cleopatra was more than just an ordinary queen. She was an ambitious and astute leader seeking to defend Egypt's independence from the growing Roman domination. On the other hand, there was Julius Caesar, an outstanding Roman general and politician. Under his leadership, Rome developed into a huge empire. However, although the two came from very different worlds, Cleopatra from Egypt and Caesar from Rome, their fates eventually intertwined, and it all started in 48 BC. Julius Caesar is an indelible name in the history of Rome. As a general and leader, he brought Rome to its peak. He conquered Gaul, unified Rome's political forces, and expanded its territory to all corners of the Mediterranean world. However, his great ambition to consolidate power and become the sole ruler made him many enemies among Rome's political elite. Although he turned Rome into a great empire, he also generated a lot of fear among those who felt that his power was too great and could potentially threaten the Roman Republic. Segment 2. The First Meeting. In 48 BC, Egypt was mired in internal conflict. Cleopatra and her brother Ptolemy XIII were engaged in a bitter struggle for the throne. Caesar came to Egypt as part of his journey to overcome his political enemies in Rome and seek stability in the Mediterranean region. This is where their story begins. However, their first meeting did not go smoothly. Cleopatra, with her incredible ingenuity, knew that the only way to reclaim the throne from her brother was to gain the favor of Julius Caesar, then the most influential figure in the Roman world. Legend has it that Cleopatra infiltrated Caesar's court in a very unique way, in a silk sack carried by her servant. When the sack was opened, Caesar was surprised to see a woman who was not only beautiful, but also full of intelligence and ambition. They struck up a conversation, and from then on, their relationship began to blossom. Segment 3. Love and Politics. Of course, the relationship between Cleopatra and Caesar wasn't just about love. There were very strong political interests. Cleopatra, who was struggling to maintain her power, knew that Caesar was the key to defeating her brother Ptolemy XIII and reclaiming the throne of Egypt. Meanwhile, Caesar also benefited greatly from this relationship. With Cleopatra, he gained a powerful ally in Egypt, which would provide additional resources for his ambitions across the Mediterranean world. After a few months, Caesar defeated Ptolemy XIII in battle, and Cleopatra returned to her throne as Queen of Egypt. Segment 4. The Romance That Forms. Although their relationship began with politics, the two couldn't help but be attracted to each other. Their love flourished amidst conspiracies and wars. They began to meet often, talk, and even enjoy each other's company in a more private setting. Cleopatra was not only an ambitious queen, but also a woman who knew how to captivate a man's heart with her incredible wit and charm. The same goes for Caesar, who found in Cleopatra a partner who could understand him, not only as a leader, but also as a man. Segment 5. Birth of a son. From their relationship, a son was born, named Ptolemy XV Caesar, but better known as Caesarion. With the birth of this child, their relationship further strengthened the bond between Egypt and Rome. However, despite the strength of their relationship, their political circumstances and destiny could never be separated from intrigue and danger. Caesar returned to Rome after some time, leaving Cleopatra waiting in Egypt. Segment 6. The death of Julius Caesar and its impact on Cleopatra. In 44 BC, Caesar returned to Rome to consolidate his power. However, a tragic fate awaited him. On March 15, 44 BC, known as the Ides of March, Caesar was assassinated by a group of senators who feared his absolute power. Although he had many supporters, his ambition and growing power left many senators feeling threatened. They feared that Caesar would turn the republican system into a personal monarchy, where he became the absolute ruler. As a result of this conspiracy, Caesar was assassinated in the Roman Senate by a group of senators led by Brutus and Cassius. They thought that by killing Caesar, they would save Rome from his dictatorship. However, what they didn't know was that Caesar's assassination would spark great tension in Rome and start a series of events that would lead to the destruction of the Roman Republic and the birth of the Roman Empire. After Caesar's assassination, Rome entered a long period of uncertainty. Although the dictator was dead, no one was able to fill his power vacuum directly. The assassins' plan to restore the Republic failed miserably. Caesar's death sparked a civil war between his successors, which eventually involved two main figures: Octavianus, later Emperor Augustus, and Mark Antony. This war divided Rome and forced many to choose between support for the new leader. Cleopatra, who was living in Egypt, received this sad news with great shock. Caesar's death was not only a personal loss for Cleopatra, but also a major blow to her political plans. Without Caesar, she had to find a way to survive and maintain her power in Egypt. Caesar's death had a huge impact on Cleopatra. After an intriguing love affair with Caesar, during which they had a child named Caesarion, Cleopatra felt that she had lost her most powerful ally. Cleopatra had relied on Caesar's support to maintain her throne in Egypt, but after Caesar's death, Cleopatra's position was increasingly threatened. Not only did she have to face domestic threats, but also external threats, especially from an increasingly powerful Rome. After Caesar's death, Octavianus, Caesar's nephew and adopted son, and Mark Antony, a senior general in Caesar's army, tried to claim power over Rome. The rivalry between Octavianus and Antony intensified. Cleopatra, realizing that she needed a strong ally to defend her throne, allied herself with Mark Antony. The relationship between Cleopatra and Antony grew closer, and the two made a scandalous love. However, this was not just a romantic relationship. Antony and Cleopatra hoped to control large territories, including Egypt and Rome, but their ambition led to conflict with Octavianus. Segment 7. Conclusion and Legacy. The love story between Cleopatra and Julius Caesar may have ended tragically, but their legacy lives on. Cleopatra continued her rule in Egypt, and although she later became involved in a relationship with another Roman leader, Mark Antony, her story with Caesar remains a pivotal point in history. Their relationship shows how love can change the course of history. While politics was often the main force in their relationship, there was a strong attraction between these two great men. They not only left memories, but also left a profound influence on their world and the world that came after. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more history videos. See you in the next video.